Down. Hi, it's Debbie Donovan from Londonderry, New Hampshire with Be Happy Cards and Crafts. I hope everybody's having a nice fall day. And you've been doing some fall activities. My friends and I have been doing corn mazes. I've done 2 so far. That's all I plan to do. The first one was in Lee, New Hampshire, and we made it through and without getting lost once. And the second one was here in Londonderry at Elwood Orchards, and we got lost, and we ended up coming out the exit after an hour and a half and seeing the same can 6 times. So, but we've been having a blast. It's been really fun spending time with my friends. So today we're going to be working on a Christmas card because this weekend we're having our annual Stamp and Stack, which is where we make 12 Christmas cards. So Sarah, Megan, and I have been working on our cards. I do not have Sarah's cards, and I only have 2 of Megan's cards, but I'll show you all the cards at the end that are ready. So we have 6 ready for Sunday. They'll all be ready. Sarah's are ready. She just lives an hour away. I have pictures of them, but I could show you the pictures, but I just have to go to my printer to get them. I printed her instructions last night. So anyways, I'm going to make one of mine I've already made, and but I'm going to be making it to show you how to make it. I called Sparkly Evergreen because it's sparkly and it has an evergreen top using the wintry embossing folder, dry embossing folder. And it takes 3 different stamp sets that I'm going to use on it. One is Sparkle of the Season because it sparkles. I'm going to be using Merry Christmas, and the inside is going to say, may the sparkle of the season warm your heart and home. Because the paper I'm using was the free paper. Hi, Carissa. You must be home today. Here's the sparkly paper that I'll be using. And Christmas season, I'll be using the holly and the berries from that. And I'll show you what I did to them. And then to cut the holly and berries out are the dies are from this set of Christmas to Remember, which has a lot of different dies in it. So I'm going to turn you down now. Oh, first of all, before I turn you down, I'm going to use my small stamp and emboss machine with the embossing folder. This is the Evergreen embossing folder, wintry. And my instructions are almost worn out, but when you're going to cut, you want to use the clear. You can see how much I use it. You're going to use the clear plates. But when you emboss something with the small one, you want to use a gray plate. So I'll be embossing after I do the stamping. So let's get started. I'm going to turn you down now, so hopefully you don't get dizzy. And I won't be able to see anybody until I turn you up, but I do answer all comments. So just give me a shout out and leave a comment, and I'll see that you've been watching. Tighten the knob a little too tight on my stand here. Okay. That should do it. Now I'm going to use First, I'm going to use the cherry cobbler. See if I can. I'm kind of crowded here because I have all my different supplies out, but let me just pull this over a little. So you can use either color ink, really, that you want, but I like to use the cherry cobbler. And I don't know if I'm in frame here I'm trying to look to see if it's, I don't want to get my head in, but it's kind of hard to stamp on a little piece of paper to get the Merry Christmas. But that came out pretty good. So that's going to be for our label on the front. I like that font. And I'm going to wash off my stamp, so you're going to hear this squeak. And then I'll need the cherry cobbler for my 3 little, now these holly berries were actually a set of 4, which I like things in 3, so I cut my stamp so that the third one, so it was only the 3. So I can use a single holly berry on the inside. So I can use just the 3 on the outside. And for me, it's okay because it's my stamp set and it's okay to do that. So there's those. We'll be cutting them out, or I will be. I say we a lot because I'm used to talking about Sarah and Megan included in with my sentences. I'll need the cherry cobbler again in a minute, but I need the green first. And I'm looking at my table and I know it's with the stamps. This is evening evergreen we'll be using. Again, see, I'm so used to the we. And these stamps are called distinctive stamps because you'll see how there's little highlights right on the stamp for you. To make sure you stamp this. Yeah, you'll see the little highlights. One time I put the stamps on backwards, so I wanted to make sure that I had the stamps in the right. With the photopolymers, it can be difficult sometimes to tell if they're on correctly. Again, that little squeak. But I like to get my stamps cleaned up right away so that they don't stain. I mean, you can't help the staining with the red. They leave a pink stain when you use the purples or any dyes that have a red tone to them. And I'm going to use, let me stamp my inside first and then I'll decide which one I want to use for the inside. And it didn't come all the way out, so there's two sides to a piece of paper for that reason. Perfect. And then I think I don't really want to overwhelm the card with the size of the stamp, but so I'll use the small one. And again, I cut the stamps. So that I could use just one, and it would be easy instead of having to tape it off. Tape off one of them. And I want to put it right here in the corner. And it didn't, oh, they didn't come off, so hopefully I get it right there. I can color it in a little bit with my marker. See, it's good to make mistakes online because it shows you that demonstrators also make mistakes, but that you can, I can show you how I fix them. I have a matching marker, the evening Evergreen marker, and all I have to do is connect it here, and then I can just go down a little, because these highlights are, if you see in the little one, are pretty much the same. So then leave the highlights. And then I'm going to take the cherry cobbler again and give you one berry for the one leaf. And clean that off. So this is it's a very pretty card, but I think it's pretty quick and easy because I have all the pieces already cut to make. I seen it on Pinterest, similar one to it on Pinterest. And what I started to say is you cannot get the sparkly gold paper anymore because that was part of our free item that if you spent $50 or more you could get for free. And I really like sparkly things, so I got several of them free. So that's all the stamping we'll be doing. So we're going to move on to some cutting and embossing. I'm set up here for embossing first. So let me bring in my little cut and emboss, which you'll see mostly that. And the white part is the platform, the plate that goes on first. And then with our embossing folders, you'll see a black line, and you don't want your paper to go beyond that. So I'm going to line it up. It also serves to, if you line it up, you know you have a nice straight embossed piece. And you put it in with the fold to the back. So you're making a sandwich, we call it. And then you're just going to run it through the machine. It's hard because it's on paper, so it moves a little. I usually do it on the plain table. And now when I pull it out, this is the deboss side. And the other side, and you can use either side, whichever one you like. And this is the side I choose to use, is the embossed side, because they look like pine trees, like your evergreen tree. So now to set it up to do cutting is super easy. You're just going to use the same white platform. And then same thing with the lines. You don't want to put your paper past the lines. Very well-loved machine here. I have to buy some new plates. And here's one die. Don't know if I can get them both done. I'm going to try to do them both at once. I have them in a little magnetic plate, so it magnetized them a little bit. I want to make my sandwich. And I'm going to pull. Again, it'll be a little wiggly with the paper underneath. But when I stamp, I don't want to stamp on my nice filming background. And so, see, it gives you the nice pieces right here. And it gave me the fourth shape because the fourth image is on the cutting die. But I'm just going to take my little scissors and snip that right off. So there's no problem with that. Put them back in the dish so I don't lose them during filming. I'm all done with my cutting platform, because we're going to use those in a minute. So I usually just keep the plates on it. I'll bring my piece of paper back in, because I don't want to get glue on the table now. I actually have a glue mat. Sorry. It was a little too far from my reach. I've been cleaning because we have, Sunday is our day we're having everybody come over, and where I've been doing so many cards, and we've been making cards for Revived Furniture in Derry, or Londonderry actually, 3 Rockingham Road is where we sell our cards. It's a beautiful shop. They're all decked out for Christmas already. So we brought some cards over, and we're making more Christmas cards for them. And you'll see this card there. You'll see all the cards we're making that I'm going to show you today. You'll see actually in the shop, because we've all made extras so that we can put some in the shop. Now I want to my glue is getting a little low, so I brought a new one over. And I don't normally use a lot. This one, new one, pushed out a lot for me. I'm going to try to bring some of it down. But I usually try to get the edge. And here you can see is a lighter stream. And this part you're going to want to put closer to the top of your fold. That glue pushed it. Well, come on, push it back. This glue's a little forgiving sometimes. Can be a little sticky. So as I was saying, you want to get it towards the top. I'm trying to center it. Of your fold, right here is your fold of the card, because you have a little strip of the sparkle, because I just needed to use another piece. I just love this card. This will be one of my Christmas cards I'll be sending out to my family and friends. I don't do all the same card to everybody because I make so many cards that I usually can't just choose one. So, and you leave a little space. And I don't normally do the inside first, but so there's your inside. May the sparkle of the season warm your heart and your home. And to get a nice burnish on a nice crisp fold, you're just going to take your bone folder and run it down your seam. And the reason I'm using the glue today over the tape runner is because of the embossing folder. It works better on, because it has all little divots on it. So when I do an embossed, a dry embossed, using an embossing folder, I prefer to use the glue. I just find things stick better that way. I'll show you, I used a tape runner on my sample one I was putting together quickly just to get my sizes. And not only didn't I like the sizes, I changed the sizes, but you can peel everything right off. It just peels right off. And I hope people keep my cards. I mean, that's what homemade cards are, treasure, you know, more of a treasure for people. A keepsake. Because there's a lot of time and love put in them. Doesn't look like a lot of time today because I've had everything cut out already, but it takes time to come up with the design. And so you're putting the silver down below the green, and you're leaving the space in the middle because we're going to put our little thing in there. And I think I moved my, yes, here it is. We're going to use the lovely label punch, which you can do 3 different sizes, and you get to pick a punch, a different label that you like. So I'm going to put the Merry Christmas in so I can see it. That I'm not cutting off Christmas. It's a little hard to just get it in the center and then hold it down. So that's how the punch looks on that side. Then I'll put the M side, and again get it in the center. And I don't want to get it so that the we cut off the M. So I could cut it a little bit closer. That's what's good about the punches, is you can hold them and get them a little bit closer if you don't think they're centered. I like the centering on that better. And then with the burgundy, with the cherry cobbler here, piece, I can just slide it in. It's a little bit bigger piece. So it should line up. I want to make sure that the white piece fits over it. It does. So the decorating part is the most fun for me. I think decorating is the most fun on anything we do. I used to be a cake decorator, and I know that decorating the cake was a lot more fun than making the cake, doing the cooking of the cake and frosting the cake. One of the last wedding cakes I made was my sister-in-law's, and she had, I think, a 4-tier cake with a staircase that went to a 2-tiered cake with another staircase that went to a 1-tiered cake. And it was August. It was very hot. And they're still happily married. And that was 35 years ago. Because my daughter was only 2 years old. Or my youngest daughter. So you can see the spaces where I'm putting this. I just had one of my cats, Milo, come over and jump on my leg. He wanted me to scratch him, but oftentimes he's in here when I'm crafting. He wants attention. But usually I have Mia or Murphy will be sitting on the chair next to me, watching me craft. And I'll just give them a little head scratch and they're happy. I have an electric heater going right now because it's so cold out that the boy cats have been loving it. And just glue down the holly right on top of the embossed folder again, and another reason to use the glue because it adheres very nicely. I have a little holder here I bought from Etsy that holds my glue upside down for me so it's ready all the time. And the berries are just in a group of 3 already for me, so I just have to, looks like Mickey Mouse on this side. I just have to put a little bit of glue on. And there's what the card looks like. And that took about a half hour. And if you're making multi of them, you do it all in an assembly line. So I'm going to turn you back up so I can show you all the other cards that we've got made, the 5 other ones. Again, I've tightened the okay. Sometimes. Oh, hi, Heather. I don't have my nails on today. I cut my nails really short right now, so I didn't want to waste any of my beautiful color street right now. Okay, let me get my cards. I have them in the back. So, this is the one that I just made. This is another one that I made. That's Noel. And then the inside says it's the most wonderful time of the year, which I think it is. I love Christmas season. This is one of my favorite cards. I shouldn't say one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. But I love this peaceful cabin suite. And on the inside it says, may you enjoy the peace. I can't read backwards. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. And the cabin is called Peaceful Cabin. And it's got a little fox here. And this card was originally designed in different colors by a friend of mine, Ruth Tinkham, and she let me borrow the design, which I love it. And I made the design. The original design is already at Revive Furniture. It's done in pink and ivory, and so I made it in Mary Mallow and the ivory for Christmas, and I haven't done the saying yet on it, so. But that's the Angel of Peace. And the next two cards are two my daughter made. She has two more to make. And this one she made the other day. And I love that. I love the picture of the little girl or the woman carrying packages. And then the paper having Christmas packaging all around it. And she didn't make a saying for the inside yet, but there will be one. And she made this one this morning. Hark the herald angels. Hark the herald angels sing. It's the three kings. And it says, wise men still seek him. And there's the gifts. And these wise men are all done in heat embossing, which I did for her. She can do it. It's just with her working, I told her that I'd do it for her. And I did it in gold, in copper, and in silver for the wise men. And the angel is done in gold embossing as well, heat embossed, and then dry embossed in the gold with the music melody embossing folder. So I love that. So we have a lot of nice cards coming your way because these are going to be Christmas cards going out to my family and friends, which are those ones who are watching. I can't tell who the top person is that's watching because all I see is a blank watching. So, but I see who's watching after. And like I said, I answer, and I know a lot of my friends will be on, they watch the replay. And so I know it's too early for Christmas, and because we haven't reached Thanksgiving yet even, but it is November and the season has started. I did some Christmas shopping online this morning already, so my granddaughters are done. And then my daughter is done except for one more thing that I have to pick up in December. And then I just have a few little things for my friends. So I hope everybody has a good day and enjoys this nice crisp weather we're having and enjoys fall. We love fall in New England. We love all the seasons. So good luck and have a nice week. See you next week. Bye. and it won't finish for me.